And I can never diss you, but I will dismiss you straight to your face. Nah, I ain't got no manners, and these bros ain't got no standards. That's why he can't stand you. Always got your hand out for a handout. Can't stand.
What up, EDS Squad? It's your boy Eli coming to you with a review. Today we're going to be reviewing Scandal, Episode 8, Season 7, entitled Rob. First off, before I even get into the review, I'm wearing this because it's morning time and I'm just waking up. I did wash my face, I did brush my teeth, so don't drag me. Don't do it. But let's get into this review. So the show opens up with what happened previously. We all know that Olivia and her father got into this big, who's the bigger boss, me or me? And it ended up with Rowan shooting Quinn, so we think, which was the big cliffhanger. Which brings us into today, the winter premiere. So they open up the show with Rowan setting Quinn's body on fire. And the reason why I put air quotes at the scandal, and you never know what can happen. There's so many twists and turns. Then we get to the part where they are all in the room together, everybody finding out that Quinn was the one that was murdered and her body was set on fire. And Charlie lets us all know that their baby was going to be named Robin, which is the title of this episode. As you get into the episode, we go into... So, we get to the funeral home and we see Olivia, Charlie, Abby, and Huck there picking out a casket. Charlie makes it known that he wants to make her remains into ammunition. He goes on his story about him and Quinn, and he wants to make her remains into ammunition. Everybody wasn't feeling it at first, but they soon let the idea set in their head and they want to do it. He also asks Olivia to do the eulogy. Then we go into a different scenario where Cyrus plans a dinner. He's so happy his bae is coming home. And he wants to plan a romantic dinner, which he does, and when his bae comes in the door, he wants to end it right then and there. Which, for me, threw me off, because the last time we did see them, they were in a pretty good place. So, him coming back from his little trip and wanting to end things, my antennas was like, what's going on here? But we definitely find out as the episode rolls on in. And so we go back to Huck. He's at the morgue. Basically letting Quinn know that he's going to find out who murdered her and he's going to avenge her death. Which is definitely Huck, you know. And then after that, we get into Rowan and Jake getting into a little of a conversation where he tells him that he knows that he killed Quinn, and they go back and forth, and Rowan says something that really stuck out to me. He said there's no winners in the situation. He lost his daughter, and she lost Quinn, her best friend. So, that kind of didn't make me soften my heart for Rowan, because I think Rowan is a POS, which I think everybody thinks he is. So, it really didn't redeem him in any way. It just gave an extra layer into why he did it. Then we go into the scene where Fitz comes in to check on Olivia at her house. At her house. And she is not with it. She goes off on Fitz. And to what I was watching, she obviously was feeling guilty, and she obviously needed to lash out on somebody. And Fitz was the perfect person to lash out on. And then she takes the wine, because he had wine with him. Takes the wine and closes the door right in his face. Like, boom. So then we get to the scene where Cyrus asks Jake if he had anything to do with his bae breaking up with him. We obviously know that Jake denies it, which I think also Jake didn't have nothing to do with it. I think it was kind of a stretch for Cyrus to even think that he would have anything to do with it. But, Cyrus can't blame anybody. Can't blame himself. He has to blame anybody he can. He never takes his own faults into account when it comes to things not working in his favor. But that scene goes into the scene of Huck breaking into Abby's apartment, scaring Abby half to death, and he's just going nuts because he puts the pieces together and he figures out that Liv might have had something to do with Quinn's death. Which honestly for me, I thought he would be the one to find out, but I didn't think he would find out that quickly that this was what it was. So I was kind of thrown off guard in that sense, like, damn, Huck, you quick finding out shit. But, yes, obviously Abby thinks he's nuts, thinks he's crazy for even thinking that Liv would have anything to do with Quinn's death. Huck just storms out. Then we go into the scene where Huck goes to see Fitz and they have a conversation about how Huck is seeing that Olivia has been different ever since she got in the White House, and Fitz definitely agrees with him. Then we get into the scene where Cyrus goes to Mr. Glockman's office to chat, because he's like, damn, you just break up with me and give me no explanation. Like, nah, you gotta let me know what the hell is going on here. And pretty much Mr. Glockman found out about his past, and his past came to haunt Cyrus. But Cyrus was like, yeah, I did all of this stuff, and yeah, it's in the past, but I'm not the only one who has dirt. Like, I'm pretty sure you're not squeaky clean yourself. And he leaves them there. And then we go to commercial break, and we come back to Liv at her computer, typing what is supposed to be her eulogy, but she can't get nothing out. She can't write anything. Obviously, her guilt and all of that inner grief is catching up to her, and it's catching up to her fast. We see her just downing bottles of alcohol. And as that scene is rolling on, we cut into Huck at an AA meeting, and he's just telling the people, his circle, the group, that he just has the urge to just drink so much alcohol. He just has the urge. He's going nuts. He's going crazy. But for me, I was like, Huck don't drink. I've never seen Huck take a drink, and if I did, it wasn't like, I never saw he had an alcohol problem. So I put two and two together, and I came to the conclusion that Huck wasn't talking about no alcohol. That was a metaphor. He was talking about something entirely. And me personally, I'm glad he went to that AA meeting and didn't do anything that he was gonna regret, because it probably wouldn't have been a good thing. So that leads me into the next scene where Huck goes back to the office and he hears something going on. So he grabs his gun and goes out to look, and he finds Olivia drunk as a skunk, just rambling on. She's wearing Quinn's hat, saying that she's not pretty in it, that it looked better on Quinn. Then she starts talking about being a gladiator. And we see that Huck, after he saw that it was Olivia, he would put the gun away, but he still had the gun. And he had the trigger, like he was getting ready to point it and go off. But he saw something in Olivia, I believe, in my opinion. He saw something in Olivia that she was broken over this situation. And he just couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And she obviously left. Olivia's taking this really hard. And I love how they are making it really hard for Olivia. Like, she can't even, half of the time she can't even say her name. So then we fast forward, we go to Charlie. He has Quinn's ashes and he's turning them into ammunition. Then we seen Abby joins and Huck soon follows. And then we go into the scene where they all meet in the woods and Liv starts her eulogy. And the only thing she could say was Quinn's death is awful. And then they proceed on going up and taking the gun, each of them, and they, there'll be flashbacks of each one of them, their memories, and they would round off. And then it ends with Olivia with rest in peace, Quinn, and she rounds off on the gun. Then we go to commercial and we come back. Dottie goes back to the office and they're drinking and they're sharing good memories of Quinn and all that good stuff. Then you see Huck, because Abby was like, "Where's Olivia?" Huck was like, "You invited Olivia?" Like, So then he gets up and he leaves and he goes into his little office and Abby follows him and he's like, "Okay, so you invited Liv, where the hell is she?" Which cuts us into the scene where Olivia shows up to Fitz's hotel room. Of course, she doesn't want to talk. Honestly, every time Olivia goes to Fitz's either house, office, whatever, and she don't talk in the first 5 minutes, I already know it's about to be some bullshit. So she goes to his apartment. His hotel room. Don't say nothing. He lets her in. She don't want to talk. Fast forward, they have sex. Which, I love Olivia, I really do, but her men that she deals with, Jake and Fitz, they are some bitch ass niggas. They really are. There is no way in hell a bitch, I ain't even gonna say a bitch, because she's not a bitch. There's no way in hell a nigga is going to go read me up and down, and then hours later come back and we about to have sex. Like, that's not happening in this lifetime, the next lifetime, or any lifetime that's going to be after this. Like, no, never. So I just have to say that. I had to get that off my chest. So then we go to the scene where Charlie is in a car. He has nowhere to go. He doesn't want to go back home because he sees all of Quinn's things. He sees all the baby's things, and he just can't deal with it. So the DA and Abby offer to, you know, clean out Quinn's apartment, and they find a flash drive. Wondering what that flash drive has on it. But then we get to the scene where Charlie goes to Rowan's house to get back in to being a hitman. Rowan shuts him down, and as he leaves, he hears crying. Charlie rushes up to the stairs and sees a baby, and they start going ham. They start tussling, then Charlie gets a hold of him and starts choking the life out of Rowan, and end scene. So my predictions for next episode, I think Rowan may lose his life. And Quinn may be alive, because what threw me off was if Rowan would have kept the baby and still had the baby and all that good stuff, he wouldn't have he just would have had a crib. There was a bed next to the crib, which makes me believe that Quinn is still alive too. But we shall see. I want to thank you guys for watching this review. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. And if you're not subscribed, come on, subscribe. I upload every single day. And once you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all the updates to this channel. And I love you all, and I will check you guys on the next one.